Scanlon Creek has been open to the public since 1963. People have been coming here to hike, go swimming, have a picnic, and learn about nature. In fact, this diverse landscape has been an outdoor educational center for York Region students for many years. And although Scanlon Creek remains an attractive destination for outdoor enthusiasts, the landscape is not as healthy as it can be. The Lake Simcoe Region Conservation Authority have begun a restoration project that will see Scanlon Creek revitalized to an even healthier and more vital ecosystem. Encompassing nearly 300 hectares, this once privately owned property boasts a rich bounty of natural treasures, vast wetlands, deciduous and conifer forests, open meadows and grasslands, and a cold water stream that flows through the property and on towards the East Holland River. By far the main attraction here at Scanlon Creek is the reservoir, a man-made feature that was created back in the early 1970s, and it is the reservoir that will undergo the most dramatic transformation under the Restoration Management Plan. Brian Kemp is General Manager of Conservation Lands for the Lake Simcoe Region Conservation Authority.
The Conservation Authority completed a management plan for this property a few years ago, and one of the things that was determined through that process was whether the reservoir was needed or not. And in fact, it kind of flies in the face of the Conservation Authority's philosophy, and that is around inline ponds. Downstream of where we're standing right now is the dam that holds this water back, which acts as a barrier to fish migration. So we've essentially blocked off fish migration through this watercourse for a number of years. So again, through the management plan process, we looked at options. What are options for this part of the property? And the one that came up was removing the dam, bringing the watercourse back to a natural state, incorporating some wetland features into it, adding in some boardwalk and lookout points that would be used by the public and of course our education program, and keep it as a place in the park where people will still come.
Water quality has long been an issue here at Scanlon Creek. In fact, the reservoir has degraded to the point that you can no longer swim in it. And due to land use upstream, the water contains high levels of phosphorus, nitrogen, sediment, and E. coli. And most recently, it was subject to a deadly outbreak of blue-green algae, which killed off numerous amounts of fish. Once the blue-green algae cleared up, the LSRCA conducted a temporary drawdown of the reservoir to determine where the natural watercourse would occur.
Our estimation is it's going to follow the path that it did at one time. Our other estimation is when it gets to the dam, we may have to do some manipulation to bring it back to what is the natural channel. Our thought on what was here before is it was very much a natural creek like you see upstream. A few little wetland pockets perhaps may have emerged in here. We're going to enhance that.
The wetlands that will be created will serve as expanded habitat for both aquatic and avian species. Local conservationist and bird expert Nigel Shaw has been banding and collecting data on the species that nest at Scanlon Creek or use it as a migratory stopover.
As the pond is now, it has a very limited amount of birds. None of the duck species really use it. Once this is drawn down and we get more marshland, it'll increase the actual marsh habitat, which will bring in Virginia rails, hopefully some soras. I think they've had Virginia here before in the small piece, but once we got more, we'll bring in more birds. Yellow warblers like that. We may be bringing something like the long-billed marsh wrens, and some of the marsh wrens might show up. And that completes a whole different habitat again that they don't have here right now.
One of the goals that we have of creating this natural channel is to demonstrate to people what you can do when you have a site such as Scanlon Reservoir that may have been a mistake made in the past, and how you can bring it back to a natural environment. We really want to showcase on this property how to do things right and how to have balance between what humans desire as far as recreational activities and what the natural environment desires to sustain itself. So it's going to be a real showpiece. People are going to get an understanding of how you can basically reclaim a natural watercourse.
The restoration project will also see improvements to the 10-kilometer trail system that runs through the park, as well as the addition of the first all-access trail for people of every physical ability. The restoration plan included the addition of two most welcome features: the Bark Park, a fenced-in leash-free zone where dog owners can safely allow their pets to run free in a wide-open setting, and the Discovery Play Garden.
It is a wonderful feature for families, for children of all ages. It is a spot that encourages kids to play naturally, to use their surroundings and play. You won't find a set of swings or a set of monkey bars or a teeter-totter in this park. You'll find things like boulders to climb on. You'll find, we call them wacky posts. Kids become quite inventive with the large wacky posts and games that they play with those. You'll find instruments, drums, where the kids can go and make music and play bongos. It's really a fairly new idea, and from everything we're seeing, it's hugely successful.
The restoration project is estimated to cost $1.3 million over the next 5 years. And that price tag is dependent upon how much work Mother Nature can do restoring this place naturally and how much work needs to be done by man. Either way, the Lake Simcoe Region Conservation Authority is asking the public for donations to help fund the project. If you're interested in learning more about the Scanlon Creek Restoration Project and the work of the LSRCA, you can visit our website for details at rogerstv.com/A Greener York.